Welcome to Food Facts Discovery Channel. Ever wondered why quinoa is called the ancient grain? No? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the grainy depths of this mystery. Now, quinoa, or as I like to call it, the granddaddy of all grains, has some deep roots, stretching back to the ancient civilizations of South America. Imagine this. 4,000 years ago, the mighty Incas were munching on quinoa, declaring it the mother of all grains. Talk about a grain with a past. Just like any good soap opera, quinoa has seen its fair share of drama. It went from being worshipped by the Incas to being scorned by the Spanish conquistadors who tried to eradicate it, thinking it was linked to pagan rituals. But like any good protagonist, quinoa survived, thriving in harsh conditions and making a dramatic comeback in the late 20th century.
So, quinoa, the grain that's been around the block. But what makes it so special other than its age? Let's dig in.
Let's dig. Now, quinoa might be old, but it's not spending its retirement years sitting on a porch. Nope, it's in the gym, pumping iron and proteins and fiber and vitamins. Picture, if you will, quinoa as a gym rat. Not the kind that takes a million selfies and never breaks a sweat, but the real deal. The one who's there at the crack of dawn, bench pressing twice their body weight. Now I know what you're thinking. How can a grain be compared to a guy with muscles bigger than my future? Well, let me tell you, quinoa is not just any grain. It's a grain with a purpose, a mission, a six-pack, if you will. It's got proteins, and not just any proteins. It's got all 9 essential amino acids that our bodies can't produce on their own. That's right, folks. Quinoa didn't just show up to the gym, it's dominating, putting all of those protein shakes to shame. But wait, there's more. Quinoa is also rich in fiber, which is like the personal trainer of your digestive system, making sure everything runs smoothly. And let's not forget the vitamins and minerals. Iron, magnesium, B vitamins, potassium, calcium, phosphorus, you name it. Quinoa's got it. It's like the superhero of grains, flying in to save the day with its nutrient-packed goodness. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. Surely there's a catch, right? Well, in this case, the only catch is that you might end up liking it too much. Quinoa is not just nutritious, it's also delicious. It's versatile, easy to cook, and can be incorporated into a wide variety of dishes. But of course, the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the grain. So we're going to put quinoa's culinary prowess to the test in our next segment. So quinoa is a nutritional powerhouse, a grainy superhero, if you will, but how does it hold up in the kitchen? Is it a gourmet delight or a culinary catastrophe? Stay tuned to find out. It's showtime. Let's see if our grainy superhero can whip up a storm in the kitchen, or if it's a recipe for disaster. Now, you might be wondering, how versatile can a tiny grain be? Well, let me tell you, quinoa is like the Meryl Streep of the culinary world. It can play any role with aplomb, whether it's the star of the show or a supporting character. It's got range, baby. Think of it as a blank canvas. It has a subtle, nutty flavor that pairs well with a myriad of ingredients, from savory to sweet. It can be the base for a hearty salad, the wholesome addition to a soup, or even the surprising twist in a dessert. Yes, you heard that right. Quinoa and desserts. It can replace rice in a pudding or add a delightful crunch to your chocolate chip cookies. Now, remember that disastrous episode of Kitchen Nightmares where the chef tried to make sushi with canned tuna? Well, quinoa is nothing like that. It's the Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen, always delivering under pressure. It can indeed replace rice in a sushi roll, making it a healthier and equally delicious alternative. And don't even get me started on breakfast. It's like quinoa woke up one day and decided to give oatmeal a run for its money. Boil it in almond milk, add a dash of cinnamon, top it with fresh fruits, and voila. You've got yourself a breakfast bowl that's worthy of a Michelin star. And for those of you who are gluten intolerant, quinoa is your culinary knight in shining armor. It's naturally gluten-free, making it a great substitute for wheat in a variety of dishes. So whether you're a seasoned chef or someone who burns water, quinoa is a forgiving and flexible ingredient that can elevate your cooking game. It's like having your own personal sous chef, always ready to step in and save the day. So, quinoa can not only fight nutritional battles, but also please our taste buds. But is it worth all the hype? Let's find out in our final round. So we've seen what quinoa can do, but is it really the grain of the century? Or just another overhyped health fad? Well, let's take a step back and put this into perspective. Remember when kale was the king of the health world? Everyone was tossing it into their salads, blending it into their smoothies, even baking it into chips. Then along came chia seeds, spirulina, And don't forget the acai berry craze. Each one touted as the next superfood, promising a life of vitality, longevity, and a waistline as thin as a beanpole. So, is quinoa just another passenger on the health trend train, or does it deserve a permanent seat at the table? Let's dive in. On the plus side, quinoa is a nutritional powerhouse. It's one of the few plant-based foods that's a complete protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids. It's also packed with fiber, iron, and magnesium. And let's not forget, it's gluten-free, making it a great option for those with dietary restrictions. But hold your horses. We're not crowning quinoa king just yet. It does have its drawbacks. For one, it's not exactly the most wallet-friendly grain on the market. A bag of quinoa can cost you double, sometimes even triple the price of your everyday oats or rice. Also, while it's high in nutrients, it's also high in calories, so portion control is key. And then, there's the taste. Some folks love it, some folks not so much. Let's just say it's an acquired taste like blue cheese or those weird pickles your Aunt Edna always brings to the family potluck. So, is quinoa worth the hype, or is it just overrated oats? Well, like most things in life, it's not black and white. Quinoa has its pros and cons. It can be a fantastic addition to your diet, but it's not going to magically solve all your health woes. Well, whether you're team quinoa or not, one thing's for sure. This ancient grain sure knows how to keep things interesting. It's been a grainy journey, folks, but all good things must come to an end. Until next time, keep your meals interesting and your humor grainy. Please subscribe to our channel and be the first to be notified when we upload our next Food Facts Discovery video. Thank you for watching.